Hello, welcome back if you've been here before, or if you're new, welcome to my channel. My name is Angel, and today we're going to be doing, what are we going to be doing? That's a really good question. We're going to be looking at things that make me happy, or should I say that I've been thinking about, especially in 2023, doing more things that make me happy, that feed my soul and fill my cup. And that definitely makes me happy is tarot decks with lots of colour in them. They totally make me happy. And I've noticed in several of the videos that I've done, whenever I'm showing a colourful deck, I usually say, colour me happy tarot or something like that, hashtag colour me happy tarot. And it suddenly occurred to me, I should totally do a tag, hashtag colour me happy tarot. So here we are today. I'm going to be showing you the decks that make me totally happy, hashtag Colour Me Happy Tarot. So we're going to be starting with the first deck, and the first deck we're going to be looking at is the Bonefire Tarot. This is a mass market deck. These are the backs. I've coloured mine in yellow and hot pink because, who doesn't like them some hot pink, and who doesn't like them some yellow? Definitely not me. I love both colours. You might have seen this deck. I believe this was initially an indie deck. Don't quote me on that. I know this is the mass market. And I totally love the colours in this deck. I love the art style. This just makes me happy. Now, the only thing I'm not a big fan of is the cardstock in this deck. And I was kind of thinking, it's kind of, I'm playing with the idea of trimming the edges on of these cards, which I probably should have done before I edited them in this funky colour. But, never mind. Anywho, this totally reminds me of pink, by the way. Anybody else? Let me know in the comment section. What was I saying? I'm totally jumping from subject to subject, aren't I? Wait, let me take a breath. Let me, calm myself. Excuse me. Okay, I'm ready. So yeah, I love me the colours in this deck. I love there's a lot going on in it. And I love the artwork. Yeah, totally feeling it. And I'm talking about cutting the borders off. In all these cards, the name of the card is actually in the artwork. So this title at the bottom I feel is a bit redundant almost, which is why I'm thinking about chopping the edges off. But then the thing that stops me is I'm kind of thinking that, it's maybe a good idea that the artwork is encased or framed in this border. So, I haven't yet decided. Anywho, really enjoy this deck. Honestly, it totally makes me happy. Colour me happy. Colour me happy tarot. Absolutely. That's the first deck. And I totally love the edging that I did on it as well. It's gorgeous. I do love me some colour. Okay, the next deck is another mass market deck. And that is the Journey to Enlightenment Tarot. This is a mass market deck. These are the backs. I've edged mine in this gorgeous blue colour. And I saw this deck first, which I mentioned before on a different video. I saw this deck on Rose Honey Rituals channel. I think that's the right way I've said it. I'll put the right name on the screen if it's incorrect, sorry. And I totally fell in love with the deck when I saw it on her channel. I was like, oh, this is a gorgeous. I've totally got to get me that deck. And I did, and I love it. I've mentioned before that I expected the readings from this deck to be really intense because I find the images, because there's a lot going on, there's a lot of colour. I was kind of expecting the readings to be intense, but they're not. They're really gentle and they're really loving. So this deck is always out for me. It's always in my rotation. I really enjoy it. I mean, it's just gorgeous. Colour Me Happy Tarot. I love it. Do love me some colour. Oh, let's take a couple more. I mean, look at this. It totally feeds my soul. It totally fills my cup. Love it. Oh, gorgeous. We'll take two more. Two more and then no more. Okay, one more. Oh, I just really enjoy it. I think it's such a beautiful deck. And I really enjoy the amazing readings I get as well. Always in rotation as mentioned. Love it. And I love the edging as well. Don't like the cat hair so much. But what can you do when you've got two kitty cats jumping around like crazy Mowglis? That was that one. Let's do this. I've showed this one several times on my channel. This is the Queer Tarot. Love it. Love the backs. I totally love it. It gives me a chessboard feel. And it kind of gives me a, like, I'm going to go off into a tangent again. I'm not going to say it. All right, I will say it. It totally gives me, what's that program called from the 80s? I want to say Ever Decreasing Circles. It's not that. It's, oh, Gordon Bennett. That story's going nowhere. I'm backing myself into a corner again as usual. And it's, you know, it's something moving around in the titles, and it's got a little skeleton on, and it's a bit scary stories. Like, I'm gonna put a name on the screen because I just cannot think. My brain is asleep. Anyway, the backs totally remind me of that program, and I totally love this deck. Love the colours. Totally makes me happy. I've mentioned before, this is really much, it's like an old friend, you know. I can put it down for quite a while, and then I pick it up, and without any, you know, deck dialogue again or any kind of warm up, you know, we're back in the swing of things. And yeah, it's an amazing reader. I really enjoy it. Totally love it. And I've got to say, I really like the book as well. Let me just show you the book, because, you know, this totally makes me happy as well. I mean, talk about colour me happy. I mean, look at this. It's just gorgeous. Oh, I just love it. I just love it. So, as you might have guessed, I'm a major colour fan. I do like me some colour in my decks. Let's take one more, and then moving on to the next one. Love it. Yeah, another mass market deck. We're moving along to the Muse Tarot by Chris Ann. If I can pick up the cards, I can show you. These are the backs, which I think are lovely. I do love me some flowers. I do love turquoise, pink and purples together. I think that's an amazing combination. Totally love it. Yeah, really enjoy this deck. For me, I think this is a really great reader. Let's do this. It's a really excellent reader. I tend to use this on my self-love altar, with my self-love work. And I got it quite a while ago. I would say maybe like a year and a half ago or something. And I don't think this deck would ever leave my collection. I think it's, yeah, it's a real favourite, I've got to say. And not just because of the colour, but, you know, obviously because of the readings. And, you know, I find this a really clear reader. And in some ways, or, you know, quite often, I don't even look at the guidebook. I just almost read it intuitively. I just love it. And this was a bit of a stalker card for quite a while. Yeah, no, I think it's gorgeous. We're moving along. We're moving along to the next deck. We're on to another tarot, another mass market deck. And that, if I can gather these together. Oh, holy moly. Oh, did I mention, by the way, look, I edged mine in pink as well. Who doesn't love pink? I love it. I love me some pink. The next one is the Sugar Skull Tarot. These are the backs. These are the fronts. And I totally got this. Actually, this was a total, I don't want to say Dawn Michelle made me do it. She didn't have my hand on my arm tied behind my back. But I saw her video on this deck and I was like, oh, I like that deck. And the video that she was showing, she was trimming the borders off of the deck and making it a bit smaller. But I really enjoy it. I actually really like it that it's like square, or, you know, the squared corners. And I love all this around the deck. So I didn't, sorry, what's the word? Lop the borders off. I kept the deck as it was. Another great reader. Yeah, really enjoy it. I initially bought it, I've got to be honest, as like a Halloween deck, but I don't use it for Halloween. I use it all the year round. Really enjoy it. Let's do two more. Colour me happy. Makes me so happy. Haven't edged this yet. Why is that? That's a bit naughty. I'll have to get along with that. Something to do at the weekend. Edge my deck. Okay, so moving on to indie decks. This is the Trippin Waite Tarot STARS edition. Love the backs. I edged mine in like a metallic green, and I totally wish that I had waited and edged it in like this really hot pink. But you know, done is done. Love me these cards. They are so funky and they are so colourful. And I don't know if you can see this. Can you see this? The stars? I hope they're showing up. Are they showing up? Can you see them? There's stars over the whole of the card. Oh, it's gorgeous. Gorgeous. Totally love this one as well. Let's do this. Yeah. Love it. I love all this. Oh, it's just totally up my alley. Floats my boat. It totally lights my candle. Oh, it's gorgeous, gorgeous. And as you can see, it's like a total Rider Waite Smith clone. It's just amazing. And I believe there's like Trippin Waite. Obviously, there's is there a Funky Waite? Not sure. And I think there's also like a Christmas deck as well. Not sure if they're by the same creators. Don't quote me on that. I backed this on what's it called? Indiegogo. My first and only deck that I've backed on Indiegogo or purchased from Indiegogo. Yeah, love it. Absolutely love it. Definite favourite. Colour Me Happy Tarot. Okay. I've got 3 more tarots to show you. I'm having a problem with the cards again because I'm a nincompoop. Let's do that. Another indie deck, which I totally love, is this one. This is the Mother Tarot. I use this tarot in my blood moon cycle practice, and this is another one that's just, well, I'm going to say it, gorgeous. It's, you know, stunning. I love the artwork. Don't find this one, personally, I don't find this one, you know, follows the Rider Waite Smith. You get a dinky little guidebook, and these can be read, you know, directionally, if I can call it that. I don't tend to do that personally. I just read them as is, as it, you know, as I draw the card. Sorry, wait. Let me do that again. I don't tend to read them directionally. I don't read reversals either with normal tarot. So I just read them as like this, you know, upright. Oh, so holy moly! Sometimes, you know, sometimes I just cannot get my words out. So yeah, love this. Love the diversity. I love it that, you know, people have got lumps and bumps and bits and bobs and, you know, no bits and bobs, and I just love it. I think it's really funky. Sorry, warning for nudity. I'll put a warning. Love, love, love. Let's take a couple more because they are so gorgeous. Last one. Yeah, love it. I showed you the backs, right? I haven't edged this either. I don't tend to edge my, generally, I don't tend to edge my indie decks. I think I'm a bit of a scaredy cat. But I mean, what can go wrong, really? You know, what's the worst that can happen? Okay, here's the next one. This is another indie deck. This was a Kickstarter I backed. This is the Dream Quest. Wait, is it called the Dream Quest Tarot? Sorry, the Dream Vision Tarot. Sorry. It's got beautiful gilding in this cobalt blue. And this is the second edition. I saw the first edition on, I think it was on Instagram, and I absolutely fell in love with the cards. But when I looked on Etsy for that first edition, the cost of, you know, getting the deck to me was so high that I was like, no, not on your Nelly. We are not going to be ordering that deck. And then I saw it on Kickstarter, the second edition, and I was like, ooh, maybe I should order that deck. Maybe I should back it. And I did, and I love it. It totally gives me, this sounds really daft, and it feels daft saying it out loud, but this totally gives me an ancestral vibe, except ancestors of the stars. Does that make sense? Yeah. I've received some really amazing readings with this deck. I love it. But as I mentioned, I can't put my finger on these entities. As I mentioned, it just feels like ancestors from the stars. That's the best way I can explain it, really. Yeah, love it. Won't believe this won't believe my collection, this deck. And it was totally the colours that obviously drew me to the deck in the first place. Yeah. So that's that. That is the Dream Vision Tarot. One more tarot deck to show you, and that has got to be the Tarot of Oneness. That's this one. Beautiful, beautiful backs. I love the colours. Hashtag Colour Me Happy Tarot. It's got this beautiful peach gilding on the sides, or edging on the sides. And I love this deck. I love the colours. I think I mentioned before that I actually went and picked up this package and then went back to work. I was on my lunch break, and I was like, oh, you know, I don't tend to open tarot decks at work in case, you know, anyone walks in and catches me. Not that it matters really, but nobody knows that I read tarot or interested in tarot. And I love this card. And I sat there in the personnel room looking through this deck, and I just had a smile from ear to ear for every single card. I just thought they were absolutely amazing. And I love how vibrant they are. I just love the deck. And I love the perspective of each of the cards as well. I think it's gorgeous. Now we're coming to a few a few cards that are not so colourful, but you know, you get the idea. I just love it. I think it's amazing. So yeah, Tarot of Oneness. I'm not going to do a whole flip through, although it feels like I'm kind of doing that. I mean, look at this. That's just gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So they were some of the tarot decks in my collection that make me totally, totally happy. Hashtag Colour Me Happy Tarot. I've got 4 Oracle decks also, actually, to show you. This is the first one. This is called, or this is a mass market deck, and this is called the Metaphysical Cannabis Oracle deck. These are the edges, which I've edged mine in like rainbow colours, which I think are super duper fantastic. I think you've guessed that I love me some colour by now. Yeah, and these are the cards. Let's do this. Yeah, I haven't used this deck so much, actually, to be honest, and I'm going to say the reason for that, which I haven't kind of got so much involved in or watched so much about, but I know there was a bit of a hoo-ha concerning this deck with the creator of the deck and their response to somebody's, I feel, review or walkthrough of this deck. And that kind of tainted this deck for me a little bit, I have to admit. So yeah, it's kind of just been sitting in my drawer, but it does totally make me happy colour-wise. And even, you know, the readings that I've received with this deck have been really, really good. Oh, an upside down card, that was interesting. Yeah, so I think it might, you know, it might be time to come back out again and give it another try. As I mentioned, when I was using it, I got some really, really good readings with it. I really enjoyed using it. So, you know, I'm just going to have to give it a chance, get it back out, and yeah, and play with it again. So that was that one. Then we've got another mass market deck. Did I show you the backs of these ones, actually? Look how gorgeous they are. I mean, they're just amazing. Then I've got this one, which is another mass market. This is the Animal Apothecary Oracle. Love the backs. I've edged mine in like a red colour to kind of, you know, to complement the backs. I think you know what I'm going to say. Do you know what I'm going to say? I think you do. I think you know I'm going to say that I think this is gorgeous. I mean, look at this. I've mentioned before, I'm not really a big animal deck person. However, I would say probably since September last year, I've been getting some real specific animal energy through in my, not only in my readings, but no, not so much in my readings, actually, I'm telling a lie. I'm trying to mislead you, but like through synchronicities and messages, and it's an animal that I would, you know, I would never choose for myself. Oh, look at here, this is the animal. It's the bison, and the bison is not an animal that, you know, that would spring to mind when I think about, you know, an animal ally, or or like a favourite animal, or even an animal that lives in, near me or in my country, or, it's just not an animal that would jump to my mind. And I've kind of been seeing it everywhere since pretty much September, which is why I bought this deck, actually, to kind of, get more into animal decks and explore more about the bison. So that's that one. I love it. I absolutely love the colours in that one. Here's another one that I've purchased. This is the Sea Soul Journeys Oracle. This is also a mass market deck. I mean, look at the backs. They are just beautiful. And I kind of got this one because I don't tend to, what's the word? I don't have so many watery decks, I have to say. And I also have to say, which, I'm on a low buy, deep diving my decks year in 2023. However, I saw the walkthrough of a tarot deck on Lisa Papez's channel, which was called, I want to say it was called the Flow Tarot. It was an Etsy deck, a deck that she bought on Etsy, sorry. And I so wanted to buy that deck. I so wanted to buy it, and I put it in I went onto Etsy, looked it up, and I had it in my basket, and I was like, Angel, you're supposed to be on a no buy or a low buy year. You're really not supposed to be buying any decks. You are really supposed to be deep diving the decks that you have. And it was really expensive to get to the country I live in, and I was like, take a step back, wait on it, think about it, don't do anything rash, So I kind of didn't order the deck, and then the next day I went back and it was still in my basket, and I was like, I so want this deck, I totally want this deck. And I was, I tried to be patient again, and I was thinking, it's just such a lot of money, and, as mentioned, I'm not supposed to be buying any decks this year, or low buying anyway. So anywho, that's this deck ended up being the deck that scratched the itch for the Flow Tarot, and I love this deck. I absolutely love it. I haven't done a walkthrough on my channel or anything, but it's just beautiful, and it's so calming, and I love the colours in it. And as I mentioned, I don't have very many watery decks, so this totally just tick the boxes and totally resonated for me. Haven't edged it yet, which I have to do. I love this. I love it. So that is the, wait, what was it called? Sea Soul Journeys Oracle is what it was called, and it totally scratched the itch for the Flow Tarot. So I did save myself quite a bit of money. This is a mass market deck, and it was not particularly expensive, but I love it. Love, love, love it. Last oracle deck to show you, and that is this one. This is the Sacred Heart Sisters Oracle deck. I think this is an indie deck, and I think it's created by a Swedish creator. This is a pre-loved deck that I purchased on eBay. Love the backs. Totally love the colour combination. I love, love, love pink and turquoise and purple. I love it. I totally love purple. I'm totally been drawn to purple since February. Love these cards. I've done a walkthrough on my channel if you want to see the whole walkthrough. Yeah, I think it's amazing. I really enjoy the guidebook. The guidebook is written by Ben Bushell, and it's really, I'm going to say it's quite, I find it quite poetic, and I'm not usually a kind of poetry kind of person, I've got to say, but the guidebook is just amazing. Let's take two more. Okay, one more, because I love this card. So that's pretty much all I've got to show you. Well, I haven't. I could show you. I can continue showing you decks with lots of colour, because that's what, that's totally my bag, and that's a large majority of my collection. My tarot and oracle collection are colourful decks. But we're going to stop there. Others will be here all afternoon, all evening, or all morning, or wherever you are in the world, depending on what time it is for you. So we're going to call that a day, I think. What say you? I'm going to say that Colour Me Happy Tarot But what makes you happy when it relates to tarot and oracle decks? Maybe you prefer black and white decks. Maybe you prefer animal decks. Maybe you prefer fairy decks. Let me know in the comment section. I'd love to know. Yeah, otherwise I'm going to wish you a lovely morning, afternoon or evening, wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for supporting the channel. Please like and subscribe if you'd like to. And I hope to see you next time. Take care. Love this card. Toodaloo.